My beloved child, you cannot fathom the magnitude of what is approaching. A force that will shatter the silence of your world like thunder splitting the night sky. You feel the atmosphere shifting, the unseen currents of change gathering speed, yet the full scope of what races toward you remains veiled. Do not tremble. Do not surrender to despair. I have pierced the veil of time, and in this very moment, I am pouring into your spirit an unshakable foundation of wisdom, courage, and divine peace. Every word I speak now is a stepping stone through the unknown that lies ahead. Heed them. Cling to them, for they are your lifeline. You may ask, if you love me, why must the storm come at all? Hear me. Storms reveal what is hidden. They separate the sand from the rock, the temporary from the eternal. My warning is not to paralyze you with fear, but to fortify you with strength. I am preparing you to stand unshaken when the earth trembles, to radiate light when darkness thickens, to sing anthems of victory when the winds scream chaos. You were not crafted for collapse. You were designed for dominion. But your triumph begins here, in the surrender to my voice. Listen. Stay. Let these words echo in your soul until faith drowns out every whisper of dread. What comes will not ask for permission. It will arrive swift, sweeping, undeniable. It may wear the face of sudden opportunity, disguised as uncertainty, or emerge as a challenge wrapped in surprise. Relationships may shift like tectonic plates. Finances may tremble. Hidden motives may rise to the surface. Long-forgotten prayers may erupt into fulfillment without warning. Yet no wave will crash upon you that has not first passed through the filter of my sovereignty. I am the author of your days, the keeper of your nights, the sculptor of every chapter yet to unfold. Hold this truth close. In my hands, upheaval becomes upgrade. Precious one, if these words stir your spirit, receive them as the love letter they are. I have heard every prayer you whispered in the midnight hours. But what I bring is beyond what you've asked. You begged for survival. I am bringing overflow. You pleaded for restoration. I am igniting revival. You sought healing, but I am giving you a testimony that will pull others from the pit of their pain. You dreamed in terms of repair, but I operate in the realm of resurrection. You longed to reclaim what was lost, but I am granting what you never dared to imagine. For what approaches is not merely for your comfort, it is for your calling. I see the fears that slither at the edges of your mind. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if the future crushes me? Silence those lies with my truth. I hold oceans in the hollow of my hand. Do you think your tomorrow is too vast for me? I bend kings and nations to my will. Will I not bend circumstances for my child? When the unexpected strikes, remember, fear sees giants, but faith sees the God who slays them. Fix your gaze on me. Reject every invitation to panic. Stay with me through this entire message, for ahead lie keys that will unlock peace in the very hour fear tries to reign. You are chosen to carry my glory. Share this word with 3 who are weary, and watch as my peace wraps around them like a mantle. Listen closely. The very force meant to shake you will soon showcase my power through you. I specialize in divine reversals. Graves become gardens, crosses become crowns, prisons become pulpits. The coming surge carries treasures invisible to the unprepared. Forged in fire friendships, dormant gifts awaken, intimacy with me that eclipses every former season. Stay until the end, lest you mistake the wrapping for the gift. Trouble is often the disguise of triumph. Be vigilant now. The enemy will dangle distractions disguised as blessings, paths that glimmer but lack my fingerprints. Do not settle. Do not shrink your prayers because the wait has been long. Do not accept counterfeits when I've promised you the authentic. What I bring is holy, marked by my presence. It will not bring confusion, but confirmation. You will not have to wrestle it to the ground. It will arrive with peace. You will not need to beg. It will be undeniable, a proclamation of my faithfulness. You feel alone, but heaven's armies are mobilized for you. Angels flank your steps, warriors who crush darkness, messengers who deliver hope, spirits who breathe courage when the night grows loud. You cannot see every battle they wage, but you will witness the victory I place in your hands. Let this truth steady your pulse. You are surrounded by an invincible host, led by a captain who has never lost a war. When the ground quakes, do not mirror its tremor. Release my sound instead. Declare life over your future. Prophesy promises over your family. Sing worship that splits the heavens. Hell trembles when my children praise in the prison. Mountains flee when faith-filled lips agree with my word. The storm approaching is no match for the glory I will unleash through your voice. My covenant is ironclad. I am not a man that I should lie, nor a mortal that I should change my mind. What I have spoken over you, destiny, purpose, protection, stands unshaken by earthly chaos. Your name is etched on the palms that bore the nails of your redemption. If I did not spare my own son for you, how could I withhold any lesser gift? Cling to this truth until the final syllable fades. No force in existence can override the covenant sealed in my blood. Now, press in. Stay. Do not click away. Do not let this be background noise. The clock of eternity strikes a pivotal hour, and your readiness hinges on absorbing every word I speak. When this message ends, kneel, in body or spirit, and ask me to brand these truths into your bones. Then rise, armed with divine stamina, for what comes is fierce, but the one who goes with you is almighty. Beloved, lift your eyes. I am the beginning who outlasts every end, the light that darkness cannot comprehend, the king whose throne cannot be toppled. The coming tide will not drown you. You will ride it, carried by my power, crowned with my favor, blazing with my glory. Listen again if you must. Share this with those you love. Gaze at the horizon not with dread, but with hunger. For behold, I am doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? Keep your eyes on me, your heart in my hands, your faith anchored in my word. This is your moment. Stand up, fearless, free. The storm comes, but so do I. My beloved, the hour is upon you, a moment where the unseen becomes visible, where the whispers of heaven collide with the noise of earth, and where the very fabric of your existence is about to be rewoven by my hand. You stand at the threshold of a divine shift, one that will dismantle every lie, dismantle every limitation, and thrust you into a realm of favor you have only glimpsed in dreams. Do not mistake the trembling beneath your feet for chaos. It is the birth pangs of a new era, one where my glory will manifest through you in ways that defy human logic. You have asked for bread, but I am giving you a feast. You have cried out for a drop of relief, but I am releasing a tidal wave of restoration. The delays, the setbacks, the seasons of silence, they were not denials, but divine preparations. I was aligning kingdoms, shifting principalities, and orchestrating a symphony of miracles where every note will resound with my faithfulness. What the enemy meant to silence will become your anthem. What was meant to bury you will become your platform. I see the weariness in your spirit, the nights you've spent wrestling with doubt, the days you forced yourself to keep moving when every step felt like surrender. But hear me now. Your labor is not in vain. The seeds you've sown in tears are about to sprout with such abundance that you will forget the pain of planting. The prayers you thought were lost in the wind have been gathered like sacred incense before my throne, and now they are being released as fire upon the earth. The battle you faced was never about your weakness. It was about my strength being perfected in you. The enemy sought to drain you, to make you question your identity, to convince you that my promises were empty. But I tell you this, the very attacks meant to break you have only positioned you for greater authority. You have been tested, but you are not forsaken. You have been pressed, but you will not be crushed. You have been hidden, but now you will emerge, radiant with my glory, a living testament to my power. The world will look at you and wonder how you've remained standing when storms raged on every side. They will marvel at your peace in the midst of chaos, your joy in the midst of lack, your faith in the midst of fire. And you will tell them, it was Him, always Him. For I am the God who turns mourning into dancing, who transforms scars into testimonies, who takes the fragments of broken dreams and builds cathedrals of grace. What is coming will require courage, not because the battle is too great, but because the victory is too glorious. You will need to shed the old wineskins of fear, of small thinking, of believing for crumbs when I've prepared a banquet. You will need to silence the voices of the past, the ones that told you to settle, to shrink, to accept less than what I've ordained. For I am calling you higher, deeper, wider than you've ever dared to go. The doors about to open will not be ones you could force. The favor about to surround you will not be earned by striving. The breakthroughs ahead will not come through human wisdom, but through divine alignment. You have tried in your own strength. Now watch what happens when you step into mine. I am releasing divine connections, people who carry my fire, who recognize your destiny, who will stand with you when others walk away. I am restoring what was stolen, not just in part, but multiplied. I am resurrecting dreams that seemed dead, reviving hopes that were abandoned, and igniting passions that were buried under disappointment. But you must do this. Stay close. Cling to my voice above all others. Let my word be the lamp to your feet, the fire in your bones, the anchor in the storm. When the world screams panic, you will hear my whisper, peace. When logic says it's impossible, you will feel my nudge, watch me. When the enemy roars threats, you will rise with a declaration, my God is greater. This is not the time to retreat. It is the time to advance, not in your strength, but in mine. Not with human strategy, but with heavenly wisdom. The battles ahead will not be won with swords of steel, but with swords of the Spirit, with worship that shatters strongholds, with faith that moves mountains, with love that dismantles hatred. I am arming you with weapons you've yet to fully wield. The words you speak will carry creative power. The prayers you utter will shift atmospheres. The authority you walk in will make hell tremble. You are no ordinary child. You are a carrier of my glory, a vessel of my fire, a living testimony of what happens when a human heart fully yields to a divine king. The world is waiting. Unseen multitudes are longing for what you carry. They will find me through your courage, through your resilience, through your refusal to bow to fear. Your life is a beacon, a signal fire in the darkness, proof that I am who I say I am. So rise up. Stand firm. The storm is not your end. It is your launching pad. The winds are not here to destroy you, but to propel you into destiny. The waves are not your grave, but your pathway. For I am with you. And when I am with you, nothing can stand against you. The dawn is breaking. The tide is turning. The victory is yours. Now, step forward. I am waiting. My beloved, there is a sound rising, one you felt in your bones before your ears could perceive it. A frequency too sacred for common hearing, a vibration shaking loose everything not anchored in me. You stand at the precipice where human understanding ends and my glory begins. What comes will not ask permission. It will arrive as sudden as lightning splitting an ancient oak, as irreversible as the tide swallowing the shore. But this is not your destruction. This is your divine reconstruction. You've sensed it, that electric tension in the atmosphere, the way your spirit trembles with both awe and holy anticipation. The plates are shifting beneath your feet, not to bury you, but to reposition you. What looks like chaos is my chisel. What feels like pressure is my hand sculpting a vessel fit for new wine. You've prayed for rain. Now stand still as I send the hurricane. The alchemy of crisis. Every crisis carries hidden mana. The Red Sea wasn't just a barrier. It was a baptism. The furnace wasn't just heat. It was the revealer of the fourth man. The tomb wasn't just an ending. It was the womb of resurrection. So when the floodwaters rise, don't look for escape. Look for the ark I've already prepared. When the storm screams loudest, tune your ear to the whisper I've hidden in the wind. I am performing heart surgery on my people, not with sterile instruments, but with fire and iron and unexpected circumstances. I'm cutting away the diseased parts you've protected, the false comforts you've clung to, the small dreams you've mistaken for destiny. The pain has purpose. The stripping away makes space for the armor of light. The divine reversal. Watch now as I turn the tables with holy vengeance. That betrayal, it's becoming your platform. That financial hemorrhage, it's the prelude to supernatural provision. That diagnosis, it's about to become someone else's testimony. I specialize in turning Satan's weapons into my tools, his traps into your trophies. The enemy thought he was surrounding you. Little does he know I've surrounded him. What he meant for shame will become your crown. What he intended to silence will amplify your voice. The very areas where you've felt most defeated are about to become your territory of triumph. The birthing of uncommon faith. I'm not looking for perfect prayers. I'm raising up roaring intercessors who shake heaven with raw faith. Not polished performances, but warriors who wrestle principalities with tears and triumph. The Gideon generation is rising. Those who know their weakness is the perfect canvas for my strength. Your breaking point is actually your birthing place. Those nights of desperate prayer have forged something in you that cannot be bought or counterfeited. A faith refined in the secret place, now ready for public display. The world will see your scars and call them holy. The coming glory, quake. A seismic shift is coming to the body of Christ. Not a gentle revival, but a glory quake that topples man-made systems. The religious gatekeepers will scramble as my spirit bypasses their protocols. The self-appointed elite will watch in shock as I promote the nameless and faceless. Get ready for sudden restorations, overnight turnarounds that leave historians scrambling, unlikely alliances, kingdom connections that defy human logic, creative miracles, medical impossibilities becoming billboards for my power, financial resurrections, supernatural debt cancellations and unexpected inheritances, tribal breakthroughs, entire family lines set free in a single day. The invitation? This is your Esther moment, born for such a time as this. Not to cower in the palace, but to risk it all for the salvation of many. The question isn't whether you're ready, it's whether you're willing. Will you? Trade your small prayers for bold decrees. Exchange your survival mindset for a conqueror's spirit. Let me redefine your idea of enough. Stop measuring my power by your past experiences. The curtain is rising on Act 3 of Redemption's story. The stage is set. The angels are leaning forward. All of creation holds its breath, waiting for the sons and daughters to take their place. The final word. You are not being prepared for comfort, but for conquest. Not for a quiet life, but for a glorious battle. The fire won't consume you. It will reveal you. The flood won't drown you. It will lift you. The darkness won't hide you. It will spotlight you. This is your divine moment. The whisper before the roar. The deep breath before the plunge. The split second between lightning and thunder. Now, arise, shine, for your light has come. The storm isn't coming. You are. The concept of time has fascinated humanity for centuries, weaving its way through philosophy, science, and art in an intricate dance of interpretation and meaning. From the ancient sundials marking the passage of daylight to the atomic clocks measuring nanoseconds with unfathomable precision, our understanding of time has evolved dramatically, yet remains shrouded in mystery. The Greeks personified time as Chronos, a relentless deity devouring his own children, symbolizing the inevitable decay and cyclical nature of existence. In contrast, Eastern philosophies often perceive time as an illusion, a construct of the human mind that distorts the eternal now, where past, present, and future merge into a singular continuum. Modern physics further complicates our perception of time. Einstein's theory of relativity shattered the Newtonian idea of absolute time, demonstrating that time is relative, stretching and compressing, depending on gravity and velocity. The faster one travels, the slower time ticks, a phenomenon confirmed by experiments with atomic clocks on high-speed jets and satellites. This relativistic time suggests that the universe operates on a flexible temporal framework, where simultaneity is subjective and the past, present, and future may coexist in a four-dimensional space-time fabric. Quantum mechanics introduces even more perplexing ideas about time. At the subatomic level, particles behave in ways that defy classical causality, with effects sometimes preceding causes in a bizarre reversal of what we consider logical sequence. Some interpretations of quantum theory propose that time may not flow at all, but instead exists as a static block, where change is merely an illusion generated by consciousness. These theories challenge the very foundation of how we experience reality, suggesting that our linear perception of time might be a cognitive construct rather than an inherent property of the universe. Beyond the scientific realm, time holds profound psychological and cultural dimensions. Human memory is not a perfect recorder of events, but a reconstructive process, constantly reshaping the past to fit present narratives. Nostalgia idealizes bygone eras, while anxiety projects fears onto an uncertain future. Different cultures emphasize varying aspects of time. Some prioritize punctuality and efficiency, while others embrace a more fluid, event-based sense of timing. These cultural attitudes influence everything from business practices to social interactions, revealing how deeply time is embedded in the fabric of society. Art and literature have long grappled with the ephemeral nature of time. Poets like T.S. Eliot and Rainer Maria Rilke meditate on its fleeting quality, while novelists such as Marcel Proust explore how memory reconstructs time in deeply personal ways. Cinema manipulates time through flashbacks, slow motion, and montage, creating narratives that bend temporal rules to evoke emotion and meaning. Music relies on rhythm and tempo to shape our experience of time, proving that even in abstraction, time remains a fundamental medium of expression. In the digital age, our relationship with time has transformed yet again. The internet collapses geographical and temporal barriers, enabling real-time communication across the globe, but also accelerating the pace of life to unprecedented levels. Social media creates fragmented timelines where ancient history and breaking news coexist in the same feed, distorting our sense of temporal continuity. The always-on culture blurs the boundaries between work and leisure, making time feel both expansive and scarce in paradoxical ways. Despite our advancements, time retains its enigmatic essence. Whether viewed through the lens of physics, philosophy, or personal experience, it remains a force that shapes existence in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. The more we seek to measure and control time, the more it eludes our grasp, reminding us that some mysteries transcend human understanding. The nature of time has been a subject of contemplation across civilizations, each interpreting its passage through unique cultural, philosophical, and scientific lenses. Ancient societies relied on celestial movements to mark time, with the rising and setting of the sun, the phases of the moon, and the shifting constellations serving as the earliest calendars. These observations were not merely practical, but deeply spiritual, linking human existence to the rhythms of the cosmos. The Egyptians built obelisks to cast shadows that tracked the sun's journey, while the Mayans developed intricate calendars that aligned with astronomical events, reflecting a belief that time was cyclical rather than linear. This cyclical view persists in many indigenous cultures, where seasons, generations, and natural phenomena repeat in an eternal loop, contrasting sharply with the Western notion of time as an arrow flying irreversibly forward. In classical antiquity, Greek philosophers grappled with time's paradoxes. Heraclitus famously declared that no man steps into the same river twice, illustrating the ceaseless flow of existence, while Parmenides argued that change was an illusion and reality was timeless and unchanging. These opposing views laid the groundwork for centuries of debate about whether time is a fundamental aspect of reality or a mere construct of human perception. Plato envisioned time as a moving image of eternity, a reflection of a higher unchanging realm, whereas Aristotle saw it as a measurement of motion, inextricably linked to physical events. This tension between the abstract and the tangible continues to shape modern inquiries into time's true nature. The advent of mechanical clocks in medieval Europe marked a pivotal shift in humanity's relationship with time, no longer dependent on natural phenomena. societies began to regiment daily life according to artificial divisions of hours and minutes. This mechanization of time fostered efficiency and coordination, but also introduced new anxieties about productivity and punctuality. The Industrial Revolution accelerated this transformation, as factory whistles and punch clocks synchronized labor with machine-like precision. Time became a commodity, something to be saved, spent, or wasted, embedding itself into the economic and social structures of modernity. Einstein's theory of relativity revolutionized scientific understanding by demonstrating that time is not absolute, but relative to the observer's frame of reference. A clock on a speeding spaceship ticks slower than one on Earth, and gravity bends time itself, causing it to pass more slowly near massive objects like black holes. These revelations dismantled the Newtonian universe, where time was a uniform backdrop against which events unfolded. Instead, space-time emerged as a dynamic fabric, warped by matter and energy, where past, present, and future are interwoven in a four-dimensional continuum. This relativistic view challenges our everyday experience, where time feels like a steady, unidirectional stream. Quantum mechanics further complicates the picture. At the smallest scales, particles exhibit behaviors that defy classical notions